Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I want to share with you a clip from a recent Thursday Night Live event where me and Jim Morgan talk about bargain hunts at the legendary level. This is monsters that are legendary, that are really reasonably priced, and that have a great opportunity for huge price appreciation in the future, or cards that are really impactful now and maybe their price is higher, but they're actually worth that investment. So looking for bargains in one of those two different areas, in both of those areas where possible. And it's both me and Jim Morgan debating this issue, and we come up with the top 5 for legendaries on the marketplace today. So if that sounds interesting, stick around and stay tuned. And if you want to participate in these live events on Thursday nights, support my YouTube channel at whatever level you see fit, and you're welcome to come join these live events. Okay, guys, without further ado, thanks for your time and attention. Have an amazing day. God bless. Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I want to get into another bargain hunt video using Summoner Lab, just analyzing the legendary monsters this time, and Jim Morgan's here with me. We're going to get into the analyzing win rates, checking out how many battles each are playing, using that to inform how a certain card, how desirable it is right now within the existing meta, but then also want to speculate on the future price appreciation, because really there are 2 reasons to buy a card. 1, you think it's going to go up in price, and 2, it's useful now. Jim, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So this is a different video than some of the other ones. Like I said before I started that intro, looking at commons, rares, and epics already by myself earlier, those are pretty cheap. And then you get in here and you're like, wow, 25, 30, 35, 23. Some of these win rates are crazy, but the price tags are pretty crazy. $252 for Prince Rin. And so I guess, Jim, I want to say, that doesn't mean the answer would be no. As we go through the list, like if something has a big price tag, but it's really just so overpowered, let's talk about that. And simultaneously, let's be cognizant of the fact that some price tags are perhaps prohibitive.
All right.
So Chromatic Dragon, I see 100% win rate. I gotta click on this. But look at that.
2 battles.
Yeah,
And this is for what, silver?
Yeah. And I've got it clicked on silver to start with, because I think silver is an interesting place to really analyze the value proposition of a card, because a lot of people play at silver. And like you were saying before we started recording this, you can reach into Diamond League with a silver level deck. And so in a lot of ways, silver is kind of a benchmark for a broad audience who might either rent this card from you later or buy it from you at some point in the future. And so if a card does well at silver, to me, that's a strong indication. It's like a first indicator of real value. And then if we find something that we think is really cool, and it seems that the data around silver looks good, then we'll kind of probe it gold and even higher. Again, 2 battles. Yeah, these legendaries are going to probably be like that maybe at silver, because this one's got quite a few. 36 is
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is, man. It's working at that level. 36 is not nothing. If you get into 100 battles worth of data, I find that that's pretty reliable. But for there to be 36 battles and yet 95%, obviously
that's
this thing, it's working at silver.
Dragon Jumper is really good. Yeah, what about the Carnage Titan? I'm interested.
Because the price point is interesting also. Yeah. See, this is that's a good sample size. And 82%, man. At silver, that's working. And you can click on here and see at gold, that's really strong for 67% is a great. And even 57, dude, if a card is giving you better than a coin toss, it is a meaningful contributor toward victory. This is and interestingly, the data is relatively low, possibly because Carnage Titan is still relatively new and a number of people haven't kind of really taken put it into their list of their repertoire maybe, because for it to be this successful and yet not really adopted is kind of surprising, to be honest.
Yeah.
You have the Titan, don't you?
I did.
Do you sell it?
But, and I know there's so many cards that can synergize really well with him.
Yeah.
From the blue stuff that gives Inspire, also the red cards that are Inspire as well. Then we talk about Grund going with the more double strike focus as well.
Yeah.
But then you can also put it in with white and with all of their sneak cards along with their assassin, who is another double attacker. He has so many strong lineups that you can play with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's only high bid for $6.55. I mean, wow. This is very, very interesting. I already have it, but and I have many, many copies of it because I bought so many Chaos Legion packs. I think I bought 15,000 Chaos Legion packs, all told. So I get plenty of these things, but that doesn't mean I don't want more. And that is a very interesting one. So that's probably going to be in my, what I've been doing, Jim, is I'm picking 5 from the list here of all these cards. But I mean, it's working at every level. It's having a huge degree of success at silver, which is, like we said, that investment level where everyone's going to want it. But it's also succeeding at higher levels, which is impressive. And you always have to remember, when you look at like diamond wins and gold wins for stuff like this, often you're going to see somebody playing in the diamond league or the gold league with like an underpowered card. So they might be rocking the level 2 Carnage Titan in gold. And so some of this data might be under reporting the true effectiveness. Because when I rent cards, I don't know about you, but when I rent cards, I don't necessarily go for the max. I will go for the most effective card for the best price. And if I saw like a level 3 Carnage Titan, I would probably, and even if I'm playing in Diamond, I'm gonna go level 3 because it's worse, but it's not. It's much better than the level 2, and it's still better than most of the other cards in the second for the role that this thing is, gonna satisfy.
Yeah. The only reason you do go to level 3 for him, though, is just for that extra survivability.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he doesn't even get a damage increase until you go to maxed out.
Yeah, and so that's like an interesting argument for why even level 2 might be sufficient at the higher levels. Again, really are one more piece of evidence why silver for a card can be a really important point of analysis, a point of kind of measuring its worth. Of course, all these cards are great. They are legendary, literally, and figuratively also. But I mean, the thing is, some of them are affordable, and of those affordable ones, I think with the high win rates, I love Lyra.
Oh wow, 75% with 230 battles. That's really good.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's not being played at bronze, which is not surprising because it's totally different league down there. 64% with 230. That's speed.
She gets in gold. That speed is so nice.
Yeah, and swiftness is so important. The way it leans into helping out some of these monsters that are really amazing, such as Chaos Dragon. This is an amazing card. But then when it gets to go at 4 speed instead of 3, can be so much. It's significantly better.
Yeah.
And you're still getting plus 50%. But a diamond, it's not seeing very much play. That's really surprising to me. More play at gold. Yeah. Anyways, still a very strong card, and for $3.15, I would argue, like straight out the gate, just from like the financial, comparing something like a Carnage Titan, which is a secondary tank, to some of the other alternatives like a Pegasus, which is totally different. It's a healer. It's like a support monster. It has far less mana, but it is a secondary tank. The price tag just being so dramatically different. And if you want to look at something kind of more even keeled, there are secondary tanks here, such as the Gloridax Guardian, which is a secondary tank. Again, smaller mana.
It's not
So
bad.
it's not exactly, it's quite different, but $10 per BCX.
Mm-hmm. The Countess Sinesse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. And the artwork's amazing.
I do hate that they took out her life leech, but I mean it was just so broken.
You're right. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. And now she's got speed in silver, which is better.
Yeah, dude,
Well,
I hadn't been messing around with this at all at first.
mhm.
And only because the price when it came out, it was at $60. I got one and it was like $60 and I thought, should I sell it? Yeah. For like on the first day. And I thought, nah, I don't care. I don't care to try and flip. But I mean, wow.
This goes to show, guys, if you ever get something good day one, sell it.
It's often true.
That's how it was with Chaos Legion when it first dropped.
Yeah. Dr. Blight. I sold my gold foil Dr. Blight for, I forget, but a good amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. This is definitely
Falls
among
off.
the only complaint I have with this card is that being an archer means that it's, it can't fight in that first position. But I love that it's camouflaged because it's just back there dropping bombs and no one can do anything about it. And the opportunity is so nasty. And blast. Oh my goodness. This card's amazing. The damage output this thing is going to be doing in those big mana matches where you can bury this thing in the sixth position and whatever, and it's going to be there the whole game, just dropping absolute bombs. 4 plus potentially, what is it, 2 on either side, or would it be 3 damage on either side?
Are we talking with Jotun or just by itself?
Well, she gets blasted at the highest level.
Yeah. I know, but I'm saying, so just by herself, she hits for 2 on the sides. But if you have Jotun to give +1 range, then it makes it 3 on the sides.
Gotcha. Yeah, that is crazy. So with Jotun, you're talking 10 damage per shot, and she's camouflaged, and it's opportunity, so it's going to be sent in the most opportune, like damage conducive position. But most people don't have Jotun, so even still, you're doing 4 plus 2 and 2, and that's crazy.
8 damage total.
That's crazy. This card's amazing. So yeah, even though it can't fire in the first position, even though it's a little bit low on the hit points and it's quite expensive mana wise, it's definitely, I mean, and the win rates are reflecting how good it is. Like, still a small sample size, but 70% wins, 66%. Yeah.
It's a small sample size, but when she's used in like those very specific situations, she does a lot of work.
I'm tempted to look at the Kinjo with the reflect, which I love, but also because in the combination with the taunt, this thing is so nasty. Like, all of this reflect shield or whatever it's called is just, it's so powerful in the right context. And this one, because of the amplify, leans really in, and the slow really leans into the death splinter, which I like to do. Dark Huan with the taunt. I'll use the Kinjo beside it, and I'll put like some heavy hitters. That's a backline distraction, and then I'll put my heavy hitters in the first through fourth positions. So this is like a support that's slowing, allowing my speed play to take effect. The amplify is going to help the Dark One send back magic, and that reflect shield keeps it alive. So tempting, but there's so many heavy hitters here that I'm not sure this would make the top 5, because I really think Titan needs to be in the top 5. I think Lyra might even get bumped. Although I love Lyra, I use it all the time. It's an amazing card, but Countess is better, and so Lyra is kind of in the top 5 right now. But as we look through, I might have to say, okay, well, it's in my opinion, it goes like 1, 2, or maybe even 1, 2, and right now 3, and let's just keep looking.
I'm kind of thinking Uriel, because like we talk about him with the new summoner coming out.
Yeah.
Giving him the void
Interesting.
seems like it could be extremely beneficial for him.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, especially because a part of this sort of bargain hunt process is that you really need to think not just where is it at right now, and like it's not as simple as somebody said to me in one of my comments, like, "Oh, what you're doing here, you can just use a bot, bot golem or golem, rent golem or whatever. Like it's a bot that identifies win rates and rents the best or rents your cards, and it seems like an amazing app, but that's a data focused approach, which is important, but it's half of the picture. The other half of the picture is what you just did, which is thinking through what's coming down the pipe that we can interpret and allow to influence our analysis, the fundamental considerations that really can move this in a positive direction. And you're totally right. This card is going to benefit in a big way from Grandmaster Wraith.
Yeah. He gets that extra survivability that he really needs, along with, you know how difficult it is to find repair in white, though? It's really difficult.
They are full of it, my friend. You are full of it, and they are full of it. Yeah, and the cool thing is with Adelaide, it's not only the repair, but you also get the resurrect, which is another huge thing with those big armor monsters like Uriel. So I totally, that's interesting. I like that. It's kind of like a sleeper pick that I might have actually forgot to comment on.
We're not even talking about the Scavo is that it? Hireling?
That is a card, but what's that? Oh yeah, that's the neutral one with the, what does that do again?
Yeah, it's a neutral card.
Oh yeah, the repair, with the camel.
There he is. Yeah, he definitely would be going into this list with his camouflage as well.
Yeah, that makes it extra nasty because you can't ever find it. But I love the Adelaide with the resurrect and the swiftness, which is another, like the swiftness makes your Uriel stronger. The immunity makes your Adelaide safe in certain conditions. The resurrect is another big bonus, and that repair is so. I find that 1-2 punch seems pretty nasty to me. Yeah, I think you're right. And look at this, it already has like amazing win rate, 70% at silver, 65. So it's kind of low at diamond, but that's going to turn around as Wraith comes into play, and he's going to come here soon, like we mentioned earlier. So yeah, Uriel's in the top 5 for me.
We'll probably have him within a week.
Could be. Yeah, could be. And I do think there's like a degree of eagerness, like I said with my video, just being so viewed, not to say that I've triggered something, but to say that the fact that it's being so viewed implies an eagerness for Wraith and a recognition that it's really close now. And I think that's gonna just boil over into a little bit of increased sales, and that should happen every single time we get close to 1 million, because as we get close to 1 million every time, we get that other, oh, we're going to get another one soon. Like, I better buy a few more packs and give myself a little bit more of a chance.
Yep.
So that's 4 for sure. The problem is it gets hard because I only want to pick 5. And like Chaos Dragon's amazing. River is really good in, in certain contexts. Maybe he's not in the same league, I'm going to say, though. Like, I do like the Inspire. But the thing about the Inspire is that it doesn't help him. And so when that happens, it can be, of course, you still love it. But if he can't himself benefit from the synergy he's creating, then it is like, maybe it's a 9 usefulness as opposed to a 10 usefulness.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Tell me what you're thinking.
So, right. If we're thinking about it, of how he's a lot like the Demented Shark, right?
Yep.
Normally your Demented Shark isn't in your first place. It's not, it could be in your second place, but most of the time you're going to put that Reach Flying Squid there. So this guy could either be last or third, and he's most likely not going to be able to attack if you're going for a melee focused team comp. So unless you have the melee mayhem or opportunity or sneak, he's not going to be attacking. Sure, he can go to 3 attack, and then once he gets into melee range, then he can attack. Or you could just have River Hallandale dropping 2 true damage, 2 magic every single turn on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I do use the thing about the Demented Shark also, though, is that he'll get that thorns, that gold. And so I like him from a sneak attack defense. So I'll use him. I love to use him, of course, in those rule sets where magic attack or melee attacks from any position. But then additionally, to be able to utilize that thorn damage on the back line as a sneak defense in every context makes him a support monster that's inspiring and a defense for me. And so even if that melee isn't contributing, that thorns usually is, and the inspire is. But then that is in some sense quite similar to what you're to the river, because he's contributing something and he's doing the damage from wherever position he's in. So yeah, I mean, your point is interesting. I still don't think
to focus damage on the main tank, because then you'll have the 3 people attacking one target, while you could then also be having sneak monsters or opportunity monsters.
If you've got the taunt, if you've got the Kraken, then I think River is very powerful because of the Resurrect.
Yeah, true.
And if you don't have the Kraken, I don't like this hit point situation. Although, of course, it's a good monster too. I mean, these, like I said earlier, these are all legendaries. They're all good. The question is, which ones are going to be the most impactful for the least dollar in both the short term and long term? And this is in the conversation, but I don't know that I don't think it goes toe to toe with these other 4 that we've mentioned so far for various reasons.
No, not at all.
I think
I would not put it in the top 5.
No, if you have this like this $800-$900 card, $600, I don't know what this card costs, $50 per, so you're talking $600. If you have this $600 card, then yeah, this is a great card to have to contribute. But that's
Can you click on River Hallandale for me?
Yeah,
I'd like to see her other abilities. All right, so she gets Dispel later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inspire and Dispel and Resurrect out the gate.
Attack.
Yeah. It's a strong card. It's a really strong card. I mean, Jared Scar is a card I don't think is in the conversation either, but the price is going down, and it will have some degree of benefit by the new summoner.
Ooh, Legionnaire Alvar. He's honestly pretty cheap.
Yeah, I like this card too, and I use it quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nasty. And it is, I was saying in a video today, I just recorded a diamond grind video, and I was talking about Giant Killer, and I've said it to you guys before. Maybe you've all heard this, but to me, Giant Killer is going to be one of those abilities that continues to get more and more important in this game, because I think as the mana cap grows, as the new cards get developed, I think we necessarily are going to see more and more monsters that are 10 mana. Necessarily, like it's a guarantee. And as a result, the Giant Killer has more and more targets to Giant Kill. And so I think inevitably the 6 cards that have the Giant Killer right now are going to get more and more valuable. These are them. I was looking at them earlier. And I would argue this is among the better of them because of that Void Shield, because of Demoralize.
Well.
What's that?
Jin Murat, the death one.
Yeah.
That guy is a monster.
He is, yeah. Yeah, he definitely is. The only thing about this guy is I don't know how you really get to utilize this very well, the knockout that he does, because his speed is at a strange place where he's as fast as Cyclops, which is a neutral archery monster that is I think rare. And therefore, this will shoot first because the rare archer will go after the legendary magic. I think. I may be wrong about that. But there's
legendary archer goes, right after. Magic has the highest priority.
Yeah. So, you're right. I love this card. I play it. I like it a lot. And the force field just makes it. I love it in the second or third position as like a secondary tank.
Magic
almost.
Reflect along with the void. Along with the force field, it's absurdly good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like all these cards. Chaos Knight was in my common top 5, I think, because of the armor and the Wraith ability. Plus it's just a strong card. But let's carry on. Yeah, I mean, maybe Legionnaire is in there.
I actually think we might see a better one. It's in the bottom right.
Like, I can't just skip over Void Dragon though. Void Dragon is so fast, and it's got the phase. Now, at silver, you're getting only 60. You're getting a 60% win rate. But I use this thing. I don't believe this data. Like, I win with this thing quite a bit, and I'll put it in a second or third position, or even I'll make it like my main tank. And I'll put like a Furious Chicken right in front of it just to give it a 1 meat shield. But the phase, if you build out that and support it wisely with, some swiftness, I like this. And for 5 mana, this thing's really, really fast and durable because of that and that. And for $3, wow, $3.
I'm also looking at Genoshanis over there for $1.75.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah. That's no joke. We were talking, I think before you got on, somebody was asking about Genoshanis, and I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's one of the best cards in the game because it is strong. It's doing a good amount of damage. It is possible to buff that damage with one of the rare summoners in the game. And then additionally, it's resilient. It actually is like a carry tank too, because it's got a big hit point pool. It's got void at every level. It's got phase from silver on, and it's got force field. It's fast. So it's actually like a really strong off tank, and it can be like a snipe shield. It can be, a magic contributor from your second all the way to your 6th position. And in certain situations, it can even just be your only card on the field and be enough.
Yep. Playing it with Kalia, increase the speed to 6, give it an armor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the card's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. And $1.75. I mean, it's got to be in there. It's got to be in the top 5. You're right. And then some of these are going to have lower win rates because we're looking at silver. But if we were to rotate into gold, they like some of these would, like, I bet Queen Mycelia has a better win rate at diamond. Yeah, look at that. 60% at diamond. Yeah. 64 at gold. 48 at. Look at the battles though. It's getting all kinds of play. So I mean, this is a card that might give you more, like we said at the beginning of the video, there's some cards that are going to be more long-term investment and some are going to be immediate impact. This is a card that clearly is going to have immediate impact at kind of a gold or diamond level. And yes, it's a bit more expensive, but it's really, really helpful. 60% win rate at diamond or gold or champion. This card is one that frequently beats me because of that amplify in the right context. The triage is so frustrating at times, and that protect, but it's not cheap. Like, I mean, you're going to pay, I mean, it is cheap really, but still, if you need 11 copies of it, you're talking $115 or so to get like a max copy of it. That's cheap, I would say, but it's not nothing. And a lot of people can't afford $100 on one card.
Also think Heartclaw is ridiculously undervalued right now. With him being, in terms of the modern format, he's going to be the only resistance tank that we know of as of right now that Death has.
Yeah. 90 cents is stupid.
And not to mention the immunity, which is huge, stupidly good. And then he also gets, demoralized? Oh, 63% in gold. That's really good.
Yeah. And a good 55, but I mean, a small sample size. But I mean, yeah, this card is, for this price, it's like it's not even like a top fiver. It's just a must buy for this price.
Yeah.
It's just 100% a must buy. I have 100 or so copies of this thing. Otherwise I would go buy more of it right now. And as
I'm going to go buy a maxed out copy right now, Dwayne.
I might have to just have a peekaboo and see what we see. I do want more gold foil legendaries, but even look at like Jin Bilka for 75 cents or 87. I mean, again, I have a ton of those too. And I don't want to spend any more DEC because I'm saving it for Chaos Legion packs. So I put in $200 the other day of credits, and I've just been slowly chipping away at different things that I just can't, I can't not buy.
Yep, I get you.
Like I want all of these, but you know, these are so cheap. I want to buy them for the future. But then cards like this I don't yet have, and I think will appreciate, but I think it'll probably fall in price before it goes up, but I don't have it yet, so I'm tempted to buy it anyways.
Yeah. I think what white needs, and we don't know when we're going to get it. It could be in Rift Watchers, like the rare summoner that comes out in there.
Yeah.
But white doesn't have, I don't believe, an offensive summoner aside from the plus range on Sloan.
Yeah.
So check off legendary.
Yeah, we get the
Yeah, they're all defensive.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So I think in order to make that guy extremely good, I think you need some form of offensive pressure. You know, kind of like what red has for Grum.
Yeah.
Like if you want to give him trample, is that what it is? No, piercing.
Yeah, Quid Yuff provides piercing.
Yeah, so give him piercing, which is really good, or you can then also go Pyre to give him that little extra speed boost, or you can even go Tarsa for the extra damage on top of tankiness.
I'd say Jin Bilka is another example of like, it's not in my top 5 because it just at this price is just a must have. It's not even like, you know, let's talk about, is it in the competition for must have? It's like, or sorry, for top 5 best bargains or whatever. It just is a must have because, you know, it's got very respectable win rates. It's 85 cents. It's a legendary card. And I think in certain rule sets, like a diamond, in certain rule sets, this one in particular, and this one in particular, it's among like it's a major contributor to victory. When you get 10 hit points on this thing and it's hiding in the back line and slow, I mean this card and Dr. Blight with Obsidian
so good
piloting the show is just almost too much.
Yeah. And I mean, not to mention the synergy that it has with Obsidian, who is the cheapest green summoner right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You instantly get value from it.
Yeah. Wow.
Now we talk about Iza. Okay. She's a card.
Exactly. She's a card.
She is a card for sure.
So, I mean, Harklaw, Jin Bilka, you know, I think buy them because they're just really, really, if you don't already have them, and maybe if you already have them, then that's enough. But I'm of the opinion that these cards are substantially powerful and they will appreciate long term over 3, 4, 5 years. But the 5 that I really won't think are to be featured that are the most meaningful and have the most opportunity for price appreciation and are perhaps the most impactful right now: Jin O'Shanis, Void Dragon was part of the conversation, but I think he was an honorary mention type thing. What did we say? Jin O'Shanis. Oh yeah, Countess, Uriel. That's 3. Titan and
I believe we said Lyra.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if Lyra made the cut. I guess she probably does still at level 5. Those are my top 5, and I think there's some good, really strong honorary mentions in here. You know, Kinjo's probably part of that. Helendale, if depending on your other water monsters that you're working with. Chaos Dragon, Void
Jin
Dragon.
Murat as well.
What's that?
Jin Murat.
Yeah. Jin Murat, wherever he is. He's
right under Ruler of Sea.
I don't see him, but I believe you. Yeah, man. So that these are amazing cards, all of them. But those 5, I think, have a unique opportunity from like the cost today to the utility right now, and then the future opportunity for price appreciation. Thanks for participating in that, Jim.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, man.
I love theory crafting cards.
Definitely.